Hey everybody, I am here today with a good friend and a very special guest, a sports titan, yes, a legend. He has been there. He's been there for every championship that Boston could throw at him, and he's had an opinion or two along the way, which has been wonderful, adding some verbal color, if you will. Gary, how are we doing?
Steve, how you doing? Good to see you. You know, the opinion part, it depends who you ask, whether they all listen. I don't know. They don't always appreciate it, but they all listen.
So the pandemic shuts down sports for the first time ever in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Since cavemen threw rocks at each other and you guys could cover it.
Yeah.
Then the Brady news was perfect timing because it gave you guys something besides,
Right.
the top 10 lists, if you will. I'm not making fun of anybody, but I felt for you. You guys are digging. And then did you ask Gronk not to go to that team for at least a couple weeks till you got through all the Brady information with color socks he was wearing? Did you ask him to wait till then?
I put in a phone call, and I said, Gronk. I said, can you, I said, Robbie Gronkalicious, can you wait? I think Gronk realized how bad he was on TV. I remember when Gronkowski was hurt. He had a lot of physical problems with his back, and then he hurt his forearm during a field goal, extra point, blocking at an extra point. He had a number of procedures on that, infections, and he was very hesitant to play. No one could get that guy to play except for Brady. Brady went to him and said, I need you for this game. And all of a sudden, all bets were off. Gronk said, that's it, I'm playing. We said, well, we thought you weren't playing. Brady asked him to play. So I think Brady called him. And I think the one guy that Gronkowski will listen to is Brady. And I think Brady asked him to come back. And Gronk said yes. It's as simple as that. I think that Gronkowski worships the ground that Brady walks on. And he should. It's a good thing it happened, boy, because we needed it. And it gave us a lot of content for a long time.
We'll see. It'll be fun, and then something for you guys to talk about.
I think he's going to get hurt. I just think that if he can help them for a few games and in the playoffs, they'll be doing well. But I don't think he's going to be able to be out there. If he plays 6 games during the regular season and the playoffs, I'll be shocked.
Okay, you're on.
But he'll have big games, though. That's the thing. He'll have big games. It was time for Tom to go. He was just tired. He's going to have 2 years down in Tampa. He's going to retire at 45. He's going to make the playoffs. He's going to have some fun. And Bill felt he needed to start over here. And I think they both made the right decision.
Do you remember what was the first story that you did for broadcast?
It was for television. For television, it was in Bangor, Maine, and Ted Williams was inducted into the Maine Sports Hall of Fame because Ted was always a big fisherman, went to Maine a lot. Mm-hmm. So he and Bud Levitt was an editor, sports editor for the Bangor Daily News, a legendary sports editor. And both of them were inducted into the Maine Sports Hall of Fame. And for WABI TV, get a load of this name, Steve, Telejournal News. Does that date me or what? Telejournal News. And my camera guy was a guy that I think, Sam Patton, I think he works for the Patriots. Sammy's around all the time. And Sam was my camera guy. We were both we were young. And that was it. And I think I did a little stand-up, and I was probably 21, something like that. That was my first one, yeah.
Okay. I know technology has changed dramatically for all of us. Has it changed for the better? What are the things about technology that you're enjoying or makes your job more interesting and more challenging?
So I think just it makes it more accessible, and the information is there, so you can have more to offer. Now, here's the challenge. The fans know as much as we do. Before, we didn't. Before, we would go to the press conference that wasn't live, that wasn't streamed on Patriots.com or Celtics.com or NBCSportsBoston.com. We would see it, and then we were the conduit to the fans, so we would have that advantage. Now, when it comes to making sports arguments based on statistics, videotape, plays, the fans know as much as we do. Yeah. So now it all comes down to personality, which I enjoy. So really, if you have a personality and you have a performer's mentality, now's a great time to be in the business.
Now, if you don't mind, last year had to have been, I'm guessing, one of the most challenging in your personal life, if you don't mind sharing what you went through. And I'm asking you this because I was so glad to see you working throughout it all and to see you looking as good as you do now.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. My attitude with it, and I guess if anybody is dealing with it, if I can give anybody advice, is keep walking, man. Just keep. I didn't really think about it. I didn't want to dwell on it a lot. I just kept going. Unfortunately, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I passed out in my bathroom, and my wife called the ambulance, and I said, no, it's just indigestion. I think I have an ulcer. The doctor came back in, and he was looking for a chair to sit down. And I said, the emergency room doctor's sitting down. Not a good sign. And I got through a lot of it with humor. My son had an app. Before I lost my hair, my son had this app where he could take your picture. He could make Steve D'Onofrio look bald. So he made me look bald. We're passing around the table. My kids were like, boy, Dad, this is not going to be a good look. And then after I did lose my hair, shedding like a dog, my son said to me, he goes, Dad, not as bad as I thought. So a lot of humor to get through it, and you just got to keep going. So I just never, and the people at Dana-Farber are just miracle workers, and Dr. Jacobson and Barbara, they're just amazing. The nurses are amazing. The people are amazing. The thing that meant the most to me is people on Twitter, who bust my chops or whatever. And they, all of a sudden, like, Twitter got serious, and they were just like wishing you the best. And I don't know these people. That meant as much to me as, a player, or, they all meant the same. It all meant the same. But unfortunately with non-Hodgkin's, it's curable. I got lucky. Like, one of the doctors goes like, you got the good cancer. And I went, never really had it put that way to me before, but I'll run with it. And it's true. And the thing, for a quick advertisement for Dana-Farber, 20 years ago, they couldn't do to me or do for me what they did. And it's because people give so much money every year. So 20 years from now, maybe they have a cure for colon cancer or pancreatic cancer. That's the way I look at it. Is I was blessed by the people who 20 years ago made the financial contributions that allowed them to find the chemo to heal me today.